Hello, everyone. Hopefully, this is going live on YouTube. We're about to find out. Let's see. Woo! It says I'm live. I am just working on trying to get a couple of things together, guys, so just hang on and give me just a moment. Let's see. Hope you guys are doing well, having a good Wednesday. If you are already joining me, I am trying to get this up so I can see. Hello, everyone. Oh my goodness. Hello, Christine, Ashley. Oh, bless. I see a few of my students up in here. Hey, guys. So, Bowtie teacher, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Caitlin Sherman, what's up? How are you? Justina, hello. Hello, Leslie. Good to see you in here. Good to see so many people joining the chat. Oh, man. Can I just tell you guys, I've had a really crazy week. I just feel like I started super pumped and excited and ready to go. And it's been all of these little things that have happened. Howdy from Texas. That's where I'm from. So hello, Amber. Welcome. Thank you for joining. But I felt like I started super gung-ho, ready to go, in the mood, ready to do it. And it was just, woo! I feel like I need a seriously long break after this week because it's only Wednesday and I am worn out. Is it Bodie Pierce? How do you pronounce your name? What's the pronunciation of your name? Your videos are great. Thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Yeah. Ooh, from Ohio. Hello, from Ohio. Oh, thank you, Liam. Thank you for loving on the YouTube videos. It is nice weather. It is actually starting to feel truly like fall. We've just gotten into the 60s. We had a bit of rain over the weekend, and now it's just feeling so unbelievably nice here, which it just makes me want to be outside. It's for some reason I feel like I'm getting spring fever in the fall. It's way too early for me to have spring fever right now, but that's exactly what I'm feeling like. Hello. Oh, I said your name right. Thank you, Bodhi. I'm so glad that I said your name right. I try really hard for pronunciations, and sometimes I just get, I don't do it right. I'm just going to be there. I don't do it right. How's life, Luz? Life is great. Life is busy. Life is crazy. Life is the most amazing thing that it could possibly be because I am healthy. I am here. I have everything that I could possibly need. So yeah, feeling really good. Kayla, are you going to Jamaica in February? Did I just see that? Are you? That's awesome. I am very, very excited about Jamaica. So for some of you that don't know, Kayla, I hope you are, girl. I can't wait to see if you're in there, if you're doing it. I have joined up with Book Bag Tours, which I'm really excited about. My cousin, teaching third with Mr. G, he has been doing Book Bag Tours for quite some time. And he was like, Bridget, you need to do this. You need to try it. And I just wasn't in the right. Oh, I'm so glad. I will see you in Jamaica. Very, very excited about it. But he was like, Bridget, you need to try this. You need to do it. I think you're going to love it. And I wasn't in the right mindset when I first kind of was doing the moving and when he was starting Jamaica. And so I was like, I just need to like give some time. And now I'm like all in. I'm ready to do some traveling. I'm ready to give some professional development and ready to go experience classrooms in all different parts of the world. So my first trip that I'm going to be doing is Jamaica, and that's in February. It's just a really quick 3 to 4 days. But I think it's going to be incredibly powerful. So we're going to get the opportunity to not only stay in like this resort, but you also get to go and experience a classroom in Jamaica. And so far, we've had some conversations with some of the teachers there. They are so unbelievably like the sweetest and kindest people. And yeah, I'm very, very excited to go and meet some other teachers from all over the world. So if you're curious, head over to Book Bag Tours, and I'll leave like a little link down in the description over here, like in the chat room, so that you guys can go and check it out. But check out Book Bag Tours. I think we have maybe like 4 spots left. So if you want to do Jamaica, come with me. We'll have so much fun. We'll like hang out on the beach. We'll eat some really good food. We'll have some great PD. It's going to be a blast. But yeah. So hello everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. I have to say, one, I'm really sorry about my appearance. I'm looking a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, today was a rough day. And 2, I needed to also apologize for the last couple of chats that I was supposed to have on Wednesday. Y'all, I have been trying really, really hard to get this system to be working. I'm trying to use a new software system that allows me to give you really good professional development, like some nice presentations, but also engaging, teaching you something. I want to give as much as possible to this community because you guys are all great. Like, you are amazing people. I would not be doing some of the things that I love doing online if it was not for so many of you. So I just really want to make sure that I'm giving as much as possible. And on Wednesday nights, every night, 7:30 Eastern PM, I am here. But yeah, the last couple of times the software was just not cooperating. And this is where I was telling, hint, hint, to husband, like, I feel like our computer is just, it's going down the drain, but it's all right. It's a champ. We got this one up. It's going good. Just sorry I wasn't able to get your presentation going. Hopefully, though, I will be able to have it up next week, up and running. And that is going to be on differentiation and really helping to support our kiddos, especially when you have so many kids on different levels, right? Like, raise your hand, guys, in the chat. How many of you have kids in your classroom that are on different levels? Like, they are not on grade level, they're all over, and that's the reality of it. Like, that's the reality of what our classrooms are like. We are not all cookie cutter people. Like, we all have different levels, different age ranges, and it's just, you know, I'm trying to give you as much as I can to help support that and help you guys out. So, all right, jumping in, here's what I'm thinking today. Because I wasn't able to get the presentation up, I tried really hard to like focus on the chat, and sometimes like it's a lot going on up in that chat, y'all, which is good. I want you to do it. Thank you, Bowtie Teacher. Like, straight up, like, you know that it's you've got them all. But I am going to do my best to kind of look on here for questions. So any type of question that you guys have today, that's going to be what I'm going for. I do really quick want to mention Upgrade Ed, because y'all, I've been busting my hiney on Upgrade Ed stuff. I woke up this morning super early, sat down on my computer to start working on some video editing and some writing up some scripts and working on the resources for the new course that we have launched, that we're launching this Saturday morning. So like on Saturday, we have a conferences course. I said that totally wrong. We have a conferences course that's launching on Saturday morning to help support you and get you ready for those conferences. So we talk about everything from beginning prep to how to send out messages, to how to organize everything, to how to prep for your conferences, but then also how to deal with like really angry parents, because I mean, it's the reality of it. You're going to have parents that are not going to agree with you, but how do you deal with it? And then how do we follow up with it? So all of that is jam-packed in this. You can head over to www.upgradeed.education, and then use the code CONF, C-O-N-F, pre-lunch to get 20% off of that new course that's going to be up on Saturday. So that's it. That's all I'm saying about Upgraded. And then I am headed on in. So what's happening? What's happening in your schools right now? How are you doing? Are you holding up? How's your week going? What are some questions that you have going on? Let's just chit chat. Husband decided to also give me a Hershey's chocolate bar. So I have my two favorite things, a Diet Coke and a Hershey's chocolate bar. All right, so let's chat. Let's go. Let's see what's happening, guys. I see a lot of you agreed with me about having just so many different kids on so many different levels. So, I'm going to try to say your name. Helena Lee, am I right? Did I get it right? I hope so. So you said, can you do live PD? So one-on-one with a group of teachers, we need help teaching literacy. So here's what I will absolutely do live PDs. You can just send me an email and I will send you information about doing a live PD. I will also do one-on-one. So I've had this up and I haven't really promoted it a ton, but in my store, I do offer times where we can just sit and talk on the phone and I will try to help you with anything that you need help with. But yeah, so if you can send, oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Helena. I'm so happy that I said your name right. But yes, send me an email and I will send you my information as far as like some of the live PDs that I will do as far as literacy and how to teach literacy. What grade levels do you teach? Like what's happening? What's going on? Like, give me a little bit of information so that I know. But yeah, I love literacy. Y'all, I will talk literacy all day long. So it is like my love, my passion there. Midterms are next week for you. Alexandra, you have like good luck. You got this. You are going to be amazing. Midterms, you're going to nail it. You're going to like rock it. So do your thing. Leslie, are you flipping classroom and ELA lessons? So I am not flipping my ELA time. I only flip my math time, which is really, really nice because once you get to that point where like you have all your materials done, like the legwork of it all, you know, you have to put in all the work in the beginning. It's like golden. It's like everything is set up, everything is ready to go. So I have it flipped, but I do not have my ELA flipped. Right now we're working, well, I have a few different things. So I have a 3rd grade group, a 4th, a 5th, and a 6th grade group. So my 6th graders are working right now with Mood and Tone, which by the way, have you guys seen? If you type it, don't leave me, all right? You have to stay here until I'm done. But if you go on YouTube and you look up Disney horror, I can never say that word right, horror trailers, graders right now. 4th grade is talking about major and minor character and the differences in between those. 5th grade is talking about intrinsic motive, like intrinsic characteristics, because we're going to go into like character traits and comparing characters, and they really need to have a good foundation of that. And then the 3rd graders are still working in story elements right now. So that's kind of what I have going on. But yeah, no girl, I don't flip that. Not yet. I haven't gotten there yet. Let's see. I'm trying to go back and see what you guys are saying over here. So Bowtie Teacher, you just want to know more about my literacy studio. I'm sitting on my feet, and now my feet are falling asleep. So it's, to me, I think the best thing that I have ever done. I love my format for Literacy Studio. It is an all-encompassing, it really kind of pulls everything together for kids. And it makes it less stressful for you. Like, you shouldn't have to teach the same lesson for reading and for writing. The focus is like, in your reading, that's where you're learning the skills, right? So if I'm talking about character traits and I'm learning about character traits, I'm going in and I'm analyzing it, but then I'm also looking at the craft of the author, and I'm really trying to pinpoint, like, what is the author doing in this book to really help me understand the character's traits. Like they're not going to just say, hey, this character is, I can't even think of a character trait. What's wrong with me right now? But this character is, somebody give me one. Go. I can't for the love think of one. Is motivated or is bubbly, or I can't think of something for the love, but you get my point. So they don't automatically come out and tell you the trait, right? When you're reading, you have to kind of put all of the little pieces together to come up with it. So Evil, thank you. You know, girl, you got my back. Evil. But they don't put all those pieces together. So as a reader, once I understand the craft, thank you, Bowtie Teacher, brave. Oh, beautiful. But you have to then go through and look at the craft of the author and see, like, how is the author telling me as a reader that this character is brave or evil? Like, what is it that the author is doing? Because as soon as you find out what the author is doing, you're able to go back and apply it into your writing. There's nothing wrong with copying the craft of another author, because I guarantee you, you're going to find a lot of books out there where you're going to see the craft that's very, very similar between authors. That's one of my favorite things to do, is to say to kids, oh, look, I see a lot of repetition that's happening in this book. And then other kids will start to notice that other authors are doing the same thing. So that's what we want to teach our kids. We want to teach them to be able to look at the craft and analyze that craft of that author and then take it and make it their own. So it's like an all-encompassing one-stop shop, y'all. It is done in one small group lesson. I think that it's on the brink of like geniusness. I'm exaggerating, but y'all get the point. Like, it's just really good teaching strategies, right? That's what it is. All right, so I'm gonna eat a piece of chocolate and then I'm gonna read your comments. So what do you guys think about that? Let me know in the comments. Go. Helena girl, see, this was the conversation that we were having yesterday. So I was at a curriculum rewrite and we were having a conversation about how our kids are on so many varying grade levels. And so what we're doing is we're really trying to support teachers by giving them an understanding and a progression, a logical progression of where you should be taking your kids, right? So if we think about it, anything that we do in life, right, it's going to have a natural progression. As teachers, we know those natural progressions, but we don't necessarily write them all down. So what I've been coming up with is a natural progression to teaching reading. And so this means that if you're within this grade level and if I'm taking these standards and I'm breaking them down into units, what does that look like? How am I going to teach you? What are those like lessons, those little bitty tiny pieces going to look like for you? So something that I tried to explain to a teacher yesterday is that I'm not going to give a little toddler an entire chicken breast. Don't ask why I decided to come up with that one. I don't really know. Y'all, my brain, I have no idea. But you're not going to give a little toddler a chicken breast, right? You're not going to give them the whole thing because it's too much for them. They're not going to be able to handle that. So what do we do as parents? We break that little chicken breast all into those tiny little bitty pieces. Well, that's what we need to do with curriculum. We can't just automatically give a teacher an entire standard in reading because, y'all, these standards in readings, they're anchors. They're huge. They're gigantic. They're enormous. They're heavy. There's so much jam-packed inside of it. That's why they're called anchor standards. Like, there's so much jam-packed inside of it that we need to break that down a little bit. We need to put them into those lessons and that progression that's a natural progression that teachers can see and be able to say, oh, this is what I'm doing. But I will tell you, if your kids are working at a second grade reading level, you're not doing skill-based teaching. You need to do guided reading. You need to break it down to the point where you're teaching them how to read, because that's where the break is. Like third, fourth grade, that's where you're going to start to see that break of they're no longer learning how to read, they're reading to learn. second grade reading level, they're still learning how to read. They don't understand the phonemic awareness, the phonics. They don't have all of those bits and pieces yet. So that's going to be where you really want to focus a lot of your attention. So that's what I'm thinking. Do I use exit tickets in my class? Unicorns, absolutely. I love exit tickets, especially when I really want to get the kids to think about just their reflection in their learning and what that has done for them in their own books. So I have a vlog that's going to be coming out on Sunday. This Sunday, I'm doing the whole week vlog, like just an old school vlog, y'all. And I shared today about something that I'm doing in reading, and I think it goes really along the same lines of exit tickets because it pairs really, really nicely with it. So but yeah, I love doing exit tickets. I think they're a great way for you to get an idea. And I do them super sloppy. Like, I don't have anything this cute. I don't have a little cute printable that says exit ticket. I do index cards. Like, I will pass it out, and I will, even if I don't really necessarily want it to go academic, I might say, think about the goal that you had for yourself this week. Did you reach your goal? Why or why not? Like, something simple so that I can get a little bit of feedback and see how they're doing in class. And that, like, it does wonders for me. So, let's see. I'm going to go back up for just a minute. Liam asked, do you teach social studies? I do teach social studies, but we alternate. So we'll focus on science, then we'll go to social studies, and then we'll go back to science. So I don't teach like both science, social studies, reading, writing, math. We alternate content areas because those are not something that we grade. Like, we don't have to put a grade on it at the end of the day. That's what happens when they go to the middle school. So we just alternate it. You guys hear my dog? He's gotten so big, guys. He's such a big, cute little doggy. I love him. Let's see. So I hope that answered your question. Do you use alpha boxes in your classroom? Christy, what do you mean by alpha boxes? I don't know this Linda Hoyt strategy. I don't know if I've ever heard of Linda Hoyt, unless like I've heard of her or I've seen something and I'm not able to connect the name to what it is that you're talking about. So if you can like give me a little bit more of like alpha boxes, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. If I feel like this is like a Hispanic name, Amarilis, I don't know if I said that right, said, please keep posting videos on class instruction activities. I fell in love with the crime scene activity for evidence. I need ideas to present academic content. I don't do them a ton. I'm going to say that. I don't do a lot of them. Every once in a while, I will pull one of those out. I'm a strong believer, and I don't know if you guys agree with me, but I'm a strong believer that I shouldn't have to stand up and entertain my children all day. Like life is not entertaining. Like life is not something where people are going to stand and just entertain them so that they're absolutely focused all the time. Life is boring sometimes, and I want my kids to understand that sometimes it just stinks. Sometimes it's boring, and you have to make do with the calm and the quiet and the boring parts of life. So I don't do a ton of them. I do love doing them every once in a while, but that will probably be my only one until maybe like November, December. The kids in November will typically do like a Max Got Talent. So they'll do like a big talent show, and that's going to be like our big thing for that time. But yeah, so I'm sorry. I hope that hope that didn't burst your bubble, but I don't do a ton of those. Let's see. How long have I been a teacher for, Liam? I have been teaching now 8 years. Taught kindergarten for 4 years, and then I'm in my 4th year for, I taught 4th grade for 1 year, just ELA 4th grade, and then I've been doing the multi-age team this is the 3rd year. Jerry Jones. I love your name, Jerry Jones. That is the best. The best. So Jerry Jones, I'm a pre-K teacher, which I love teaching. However, I have a love for literacy, literature, and writing, which I would love to teach more of. Thinking about changing grade levels to secondary. Do it. go. Don't think, just do it. Go for it. I think anytime, like, I am that believer, like, do something before, like, you don't want to regret something that you did not do. Give it a shot. What's going to be the worst that happens? You do it for a few years and then decide, it's not for me. I'm going to go back and do something different. Do it. Knock yourself out. Get that experience. I think you're going to really love it and appreciate it in the long run. So, Leslie, you got one-to-one laptops. That's awesome. So I love having one-to-one in my ELA because everything is online. Like all of my stuff is online. So they do discussion boards online. They will post different images. They will do book snaps and they will post those online. So I think you have a lot of potential as far as like some of the things that you could do with one-to-one laptops. But the biggest thing that I think for me is going to be having the discussion boards. Like I want my kids to be able to explain themselves in reading and writing. That's really, really important to me. So we do a lot of discussion boards. But yeah, everything is online for me, which is fantastic. Fantastic. Do you use Nearpod in your lessons? Yes, I do use Nearpod. I love Nearpod. My district loves Nearpod. We incorporate them a lot into our content area lessons. I have some that are made for my math lessons. I'm just starting to get going, especially with, I started Bridging Literacy around like January, February of last year. So I'm just starting to get all of my lessons going and I'm gradually inserting bits and pieces here and there. So I'm sure that I'll be inserting more of those Nearpod lessons in the future, which I think is going to be really cool. The kids love them too, which is like fantastic because it's like automatic engagement. It's something different. They love it. So Christy, you said, must look it up there, ABC boxes and children must write words that help them recall the book they're reading. For example, pasta. Oh, I think I do know what you're talking about, Christy. I didn't know that that's what they were called. But yes, I will definitely look them up once I'm done with the live chat just to kind of refresh my memory. But I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about. That's pretty cool. I like it. That's really, really neat. Thanks for sharing that, by the way. So if you guys haven't heard about it, Christy, what did you call them again? Let me actually go back. Alpha boxes. So if you guys have not seen it, go and check it out. Christy says they're amazing. So we're totally going to like stand by her. Go and look it up and see if that's something that you're going to want to implement into your own classrooms. Bowtie teacher, yes, my math is flipped. So here's the crazy thing. I don't really pull small group for math. I know, it's crazy. You're probably like, oh, they all need to come meet with you all day long. Like, no, they really don't. So here's what I want you to think about, all right? Here's kind of my argument. I'm going to play like, I'm going to give you my belief and my reasoning behind this. Because math is very literal. You have to understand the process. And when you look at 5th grade math, it's so incredibly similar to 4th grade. The only differences between the two, because that's what I'm teaching 5th grade. The only differences that I'm doing is that I am adding decimals into the whole mix of it. So with 5th grade, the reason why I like it as a flipped setup is because, one, my kids have had a year under their belt at our new school. They've had a year under their belt with our program and they understand us as teachers. They understand the expectations, what we're doing, all of that. So I don't really have to like push too much on that or train them in those pieces because they already have it. So when we start at the beginning of the school year, y'all, we hit the ground running, which is really, really nice. So I knew that I wanted to do something where some of them could run as fast as they want to run. Like we've been doing math for, I want to say 3 weeks now, like full-blown math for 3 weeks. Y'all, I have like 5 kids already that have like like they've blazed through the place value unit. They've gone through the addition and subtraction unit, and they're in multiplication. Now, it's because they had a really good and solid foundation and understanding of place value already, and that's why they were able to go so quickly through that curriculum. So I don't necessarily meet with my groups every day. I do check-ins with them, and so I have a big board in the back of my classroom that lets me see as far as where they are, and I'm constantly grading. So I'm always looking at their assignments and sending them their grades back through our learner management system, which is Schoology. So they're getting feedback from me from those grades that I'm giving them. So I hope this makes total sense to you. So instead, what I do is when the kids come in, they will get started. They will take out their books, their curriculum. They go onto Schoology where everything is there for them. I don't hide anything from them. They go on and they get started. And then I will walk around and make sure and kind of look and see where they all are, checking in with them, making sure everything's okay. And so once I do 1 or 2 rounds of those, making sure that everybody's on task and ready to go, that's when I'll start looking and seeing what kids are doing. So typically like the night before or the day before, I might make notes in my planner saying, hey, I need to pull this person, this person, this person to do a quick lesson. And y'all, when I say it's quick, like it's quick, like it is 5 minutes and I am done. I give them my lesson, I give them the practice, and they're good to go. So it is broken down to such small chunks, y'all, that the kids get it, they understand it. So that's pretty much like my math time. The kids stay in one spot and I'm moving around constantly. So I like carry my my nice new, well, it's not new, but it's new to me. So I'm like pushing my roller chair, my teacher chair, all around these tables in my classroom. And I just plop down and I have my iPad and I use it because I have a whiteboard app called Explain Everything. And I can just hold up my iPad like this. And then I just do it and they see that it's there. This is like my everything. It's my whiteboard, it's my planner, it has everything in it. So I will just, boom, done. Like that's my lesson. So I hope that makes sense, but I don't necessarily pull small groups though at all, like hardly ever. It feels like, but I'm constantly giving feedback and I'm constantly checking in. And sometimes I will walk around, and this is the best. On a sticky note, index card, I am not a fancy teacher, y'all. I will just put down a problem really fast and I'll put it on their tables and I'll say, do it. And they'll just finish it. They'll give it to me for feedback so that I can see what they've done. And the kids really enjoy this because it's like those quick, like, oh, she's giving me feedback. She's telling me how I'm doing to see, if I understand what it is that I'm doing. So the kids really enjoy that. So I'll just kind of carry some of those around as I go along in math. But yeah. That's kind of what I do. That's how I roll in my math time. Hope that helps. Let's see. So Liam said, when you made that video in March, did you love being a kindergarten teacher and why? Yes, I love kindergarten. I absolutely love kindergarten. I actually didn't think I wanted to leave kindergarten at all. I didn't think I was going to like 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. I loved kindergarten, and I was very, very scared when I first got the job because I had never been placed in a kindergarten classroom. I had only been placed in a 3rd grade, and then they did put me in a 1st grade classroom, but I just sat there and I observed. I'm like, what is this doing for me? Absolutely nothing. But I was placed in a 3rd grade classroom and then a 5th grade classroom. So I was really, really nervous, but I loved it. I seriously loved it. Like I have had those moments where I'm like, do I want to go back, y'all? Do I want to be a kindergarten teacher again? Because I would do it. I could do it. I loved it. It was great. Melissa, I'm so glad that you caught me live, girl. I'm sorry that I look a mess. I'm a hot mess. It's been a really, really hectic week for me. So I'm apologizing again. Oh, you teach preschool. That's amazing. I'm so glad that some of my videos helped. I'm sorry that I ended up moving grade levels, but it was a really good decision for me. I really enjoyed where I am right now. Good decision for my family too. Let's see. Roderick, very cool. I'm so glad. I'm so glad that you kind of do the same type of model. I feel like, don't you feel like in 5th grade, the kids just get it because they've had it in 4th grade? It's like, oh, I'm just adding a decimal, no big deal. And so they just understand it. I love that. I love that. Tara says, how do you now plan balance being the head of the MAC team? I don't really consider myself the head of the MAC team. I think we are a team. You know, we all work together and we balance things together and we look at our strengths together as a team and we see like who does really well with certain things, because I don't do really well with emails. Like I suck at emails. I'm really bad at them. In fact, I think I have like 3 emails that I should answer right now. But I'm really bad at emails. I'm really bad with all of like the paperwork stuff behind it. But I have a team teacher that with me that is fantastic with it. And so she takes on that responsibility because she's really, really, really good at it. So she takes that lead. And then we have another that is new to our team. And she's kind of learning her way right now. But she is like, y'all, she is so great. She comes in, she is a helper. She will do whatever you ask her to do. And she is making us look bad, like myself and my other team teacher, because she is always on top of it. And I'm like, hey, I feel like you gotta like forget to do certain things every once in a while so that we look good too, because right now we're looking really, really bad. I'm just joking. She's fantastic and we love her. And then I have the more of the love of the curriculum side. And so I think we all give something very different. And we all kind of share responsibilities because that's what it's meant to be. It's meant to be a team. So yeah, I don't think of myself as the head of the MAC team. I think I am like the OG of the MAC team because I've been there the longest as like a team member. So, oh goodness gracious. So how's everything else going, guys? How long have you guys been in school? Like, I don't even know how long some of you have even been in school. Like, has it been a month? Have you only been in school for like 2 weeks? Are report cards coming out? Do you have conferences coming up? My conferences are in November. Excuse me. My conferences are in November, so I still have a little bit of time, which is really, really nice. So Darcy, to answer your question, I would love to try to do a small group lesson from reading or math. Because I know a lot of teachers struggle with keeping it short and sweet. I'll say that teachers are talkers, and it's very true. We all love to talk. But I struggle with understanding how it would really benefit you if I don't have students present and I cannot record my students. So I think that's kind of the struggle for me. I wouldn't mind pretending like I do have kiddos there, but I can't really do that. So I wonder if that's, I don't know. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? Would you value seeing me do a small group lesson, but with no kids there? Or I can throw my child under it and make him pretend to be the kids in my small group. You guys let me know. I don't know if you guys would like that as much. I'm not sure. I hope that helps, Darcy. I'm so sorry. But listen, I understand with keeping it short and sweet. It took me many, many years to figure out how to truly keep it short and sweet. And I think if you really, really think about it, think about like that big old chicken breast, cutting that up into the tiniest of pieces and not jam-packing so much information. I think that's the key. That is the key to really make it short and sweet. And you don't remember too in reading, if you take a day to read the book and just engage in the book and be excited about reading a book, the next day when you go to teach the skill, you can keep it short and sweet because 1, you've already read the book, and 2, you don't need to reread the book. You just need to find one little section to help you model that skill that you're trying to teach. Does that make sense? So I hope that helps. I feel like I had a lot of people that just came in like all of a sudden, so I'm trying to catch up and I'm trying to read. Let's see. Oh, you've been in since August 26th. Okay, I think like Alexandra, I think you and I are like right on the same like zone. We're the same amount of time. Leslie, I agree. I agree with writing being low across the board, and it's ridiculous. I think there's such a huge amount of pressure on math and on reading that we forget about writing. And it's not fair to writing, and we are doing our kids an injustice by not focusing on the writing more. But really and truly, when you think of it in this bridging literacy model, if you spend that time truly working on the skill and they understand the skill in reading, why can't we spend an equal amount of time and really focus on getting them to apply that skill in their writing? Like, that's higher level thinking right there, and that's where kids are really going. You're going to see them achieve so much more when we dissect and we really look at the craft of the author. It's just so amazing to see what they really are capable of doing. So, eighth week for you. Wow, you're almost getting to like a 9 weeks. I wonder about like, do you do like a 9-week system, or are you in a trimester type situation? So I'm curious. Let's see. I'm looking and reading. Do I make weird faces when I'm sitting here reading? I'm really sorry. Let me try to smile while I read. I always worry about that. I make some of the weirdest faces, I feel like. William just finished up parent-teacher conferences. I hope they went well. I know like people are always really nervous. I love parent-teacher conferences. I love talking about my kids. I think it's like one of the best times ever. Just sitting there, catching up with them, catching up with the parents. It makes my heart happy. I am really excited because we are going to be doing like an instructional night. So we like to host instructional nights maybe every other month for us. So we'll do October, December, February, and then April, where we give parents some tips. So like this one's going to be all about technology at the end of October, where we're really diving in deep to our learner management system. How do parents look at grades? How do they see what their assignments are? And really helping them that way, so that when we get into conferences, I don't have to deal with any of that. Parents already know that because we invited them to this instructional night. So super stoked about that. And I think, yeah, so I hope you did great. Like I'm sure you did great. You're amazing. You got this. You nailed it. Let's see. Oh, report cards next week. I did a post up on upgradeed.education on Instagram. So if you guys go and follow upgradeed.education on Instagram, I did a post today. I posted my second grade report card. Look, y'all, my second grade report card. Basically, the teacher just kept telling my mom how I talk a lot. Like literally. Please work with her on to strengthen her skills. She must control her talking. Literally, that's what I had. I need to control but yeah, this is my report card. Oh, so I did a post on that because I know that during this time when we're really focused on grades and putting up those grades and seeing what kids are doing, we also need to remember that they're individuals, right? We need to remember that they're more than just the grade that we put on that report card. They are creative, they're energetic, they're loving, they're empathetic. They are little individual people. And sometimes I think when we're so busy filling these out, we get stuck in that, all in the numbers, right? So for conferences, I would like to send those as fast, or send a report home beforehand, so that I can really engage and talk to parents during that time. But you guys can go check out upgradeed.education. Check out that course because there's a lot more good stuff in that. So yeah, see, Roderick, you and me, like we are like right there because I love them. They're so much fun just to kind of hang out with them. Bowtie. Are you really going to the Lucy Calkins conference? You're joking, right? Am I invited? I will meet you up in New York. I am not joking. I will pick up the train and I will go to New York and meet you there because I do love Lucy Calkins, let me tell you. Oh, you Leslie, did you love the Storm book? Isn't it amazing? When I read that book, it just blew my mind. Guys, there's this book called The Storm Book. It is unbelievable for the descriptive, for the setting and the narratives. It just is such a great text to use with your kids. I love that book. I think it's amazing. It was one of my favorite finds last year. So I have a new one that's coming in, I think maybe tomorrow, that I'm really excited about. And it has multiple plot lines. So it's a picture book and it has multiple plot lines. I can't remember the name of the book. That's really sad. I should remember this, but I can't. I am super jealous. Like, I really want to go to that conference now with you. Let's see. Disney Poppins. I love your name, Disney Poppins. I think that's fantastic. So wait, you teach multi-age for 2nd through 4th grade, gifted school. Tell me more about that. I'm very intrigued. I think this is super cool. What's happening in that? Tell me a little bit more about your story because I love that. That sounds amazing. And it sounds like something that I would have loved to be a part of, although I was not gifted. So, but I would have loved to be a part of something like that. I cannot believe it, Bowtie. Like, seriously, I feel like I should know your first name by now because you're always on here. And I'm so sorry, dude. If you wouldn't like drop your name so I can call you by your first name instead of calling you by Bowtie Teacher, I would love to be able to do that. But that is really cool. I hope that you gain as much knowledge as possible from Lucy Carr. I think you're just gonna leave so unbelievably inspired. You're gonna leave a literacy guru, let me tell you. You're gonna have the touch, seriously. But yeah, okay. So we're getting a little bit closer towards the very end of this live chat. Once again, guys, I just want to really quick, for those of you that are popping in a little bit later, it's Michael. Thank you, Michael. You're the bomb. That's awesome. That's really, really cool. So I just want to apologize for those of you that are jumping in a little bit later, but on Wednesday nights, every Wednesday, the plan is at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. I am here in this space in my house, chatting with all of you, sharing information, answering questions. Next week, I'm really going to I'm going to try my best to get this system back up and running. Like right now, it's like not focused at all on my face. Like, what's up with that? But my hope is to be able to get, I Dream of Trains. That's what it's called. Thank you, Mr. Spouse. It arrives tomorrow. That's a great book, guys. If you teach upper grades, sorry, I'm losing focus. I'm like squirrel. It has multiple plot lines. So if you're teaching 6th grade and you have to teach that standard of being able to see the multiple plot lines and you don't want to do it with a chapter book, I Dream of Trains, I think is a really, really great one. So check that book out if you have not already. I'm really excited to get that one in. So like I said, every Wednesday night, the plan is that I'm going to be here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern so that I can give as much support, answer any literacy questions for you, answer any like personalized learning, flipped classroom, anything with technology and how to incorporate it and use it into your classrooms. Next week, I'm really going to focus. I'm going to try to have my presentation up and running for all of you so that we can talk about meeting the needs of so many different levels that we have going on in our classroom. Like, I truly do have so many kids on different levels and we have to meet their needs. So how do we do that? How do we go about meeting those needs of those kids? Because they deserve it. They deserve that education. So that's going to be next Wednesday night. I am very, I don't know about y'all, but I feel like doing it on a Wednesday night, like, you guys get me so excited and get me so pumped and excited to go back the next day. I feel like typically Wednesdays, it's like downhill. It's like, I'm done. I can't even focus. I can't even do it anymore. I start to get super tired. But you guys motivate me and get me so excited to go back into the classroom tomorrow. thank you. Thank you for doing that and for pushing me and for pushing each other and for sharing information, because that's what it's about. It's a community of everyone here wanting to truly help one another out and to help other kids, because that's what we're here for. We're here to help kids. Ooh, hello from Bolivia. Very cool. I'm in Pennsylvania. So hello. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Any other questions? Maybe I'll answer one more question if I get something in. But I am so very thankful for all of you. So thank you for keeping me excited and pumped and pushing me along. I think this is a really nice chat, doing it on Wednesday night to push the motivation. I get to wear jeans tomorrow. I just have to say, I'm really excited. So I get to wear jeans tomorrow. Oh, and I get to wear jeans Friday. We have a half day with some professional development in the afternoon. So I'm super stoked about that. We're continuing like some trauma training. Say that 5 times super fast. Bet you'll have a hoot. But yes. If at any point you guys want to contact me to bring me to your school to talk about bridging literacy, personalized learning, and how do we accommodate it for those kids, you can send me an email. I'll be happy to answer that. Don't forget that I also do have in my store somewhere where you can set up a call if you just want some extra advice, some one-on-one time to help you talk through it. I think 2 heads are better than 1, and I'd be more than happy to kind of sit down and talk with you all about literacy, because it is one of my huge loves and passions. So, Diego, hello. So thank you so much, everyone. I so appreciate it. I hope you guys have a really great night. And I think I'm just going to go ahead and start signing off at this point. So thank you all so much. Give the video a thumbs up, please, just so that it can get reached out to other educators out in this space. Thank you for being amazing individuals, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week.